Hey guys, Switch here. Welcome to my first ever voiceover commentary for League of Legends. Today what I have to show you is my Draven. For those of you guys that don't know me, I used to go by 2Pro in League of Legends, and I recently just switched over to Switch TV, which is my Facebook and stream, also my Twitter, and my YouTube channel is SwitchTube. So onto the commentary. I chose this game because I thought that the mechanics were really well, and it was pretty much like how to win solo queue. A lot was done well in this game. This was solo queue, by the way. I wasn't doing, and it wasn't ranked 5s or anything. It was probably around 1700 elo if I had to guess, mid 1700s. So yeah, I thought my Draven game was like pretty good this game. My last hits weren't awesome, but they weren't terrible either. But mostly what I want you to notice is how well of a job we do when it comes to tower taking. Our team just really pushes down towers, and they really secure our objectives, and we take advantage of poor play on the enemy team's part. And normally, like, you don't want to take like a really one-sided game and do a commentary on it, just because when you do that, it's not as much skill involved. Like you're just like, oh well, yeah, they stomped them, but I literally carry this game, like solo. I carried this game, and so that's why I wanted to take a note of it, because a lot of people have trouble winning elo or winning their games and gaining elo or league points now, and this is a good example of just like how to get games done. Some team comps are obviously better late game, and some games you just want to farm or split push, like CLG, NA. They do that a lot, where they just have very strong late game champions, and they like to split push, and they don't mind giving up a couple dragons because they can just win in late game team fights, and they just win over tower objectives. But in solo queue, generally, you just want to try to push down the enemy team's turrets, and that's actually a meta right now. Like, you see a lot of split pushing. You got the split pushing trend with static shivs. You see Proxy Singed, where he tries to take the top lane and the bottom lane and eventually get inside of their base. And when you can get inside the base, you can control both creep waves, and you're essentially never going to be pushing top or mid, which is really awesome. But I mean, it's hard to do effectively, and if you can do it, like, it just rains havoc, because it's a pretty effective strategy. Anyways, so right now I'm just last hitting. We got a Leona Draven versus a Ezreal Alistar. The way you want to play this matchup is obviously stay away from Alistar. At level 1, we have a stronger bully as long as I'm not getting too poked. And I have lifesteal coins on Draven. I run armor pen as well. And it's kind of the same matchup though, where Leona is a bully and Alistar is a bully and Ezreal is a poker, and I'm more of a full-on with Draven. So yeah, as you can see, like, we're just kind of last hitting, and there's not really too much poke going on. I wasn't poking because I got kind of low and I was trying to lifesteal back, and they had a creep advantage. But now that we're starting to get a creep advantage, it would probably be optimal to start getting some poke on. Leona goes on and engages on Alistar. I pinged it out to actually get a ward, but she ended up going in on him. So it's like, okay, we'll kill him, get first blood off that. And Ezreal's just trying to do work on me. Leona gets stunned. He flashes, I counter flash, and Leona picks it up with her shield, which was kind of unfortunate. I was hoping for the double kill. But it's whatever. I mean, it happens. So we just push out the lane, and we head back. So if you look at my gold right now, I'm at 1,137. So that's a Vamp Scepter 800 and boots for 325. Pick up both of those, and head back to lane. So we got Nasus versus Jax up on top lane. I'm actually surprised that Nasus is doing so well against Jax. Obviously, Jax hasn't been trading properly. Nasus is really weak early game, and but right there you can see the trade that Jax was hitting really, really hard. And he also has like really good lifesteal on Nasus, which from his passive and health pots and stuff, which is pretty cool. And Nunu just jungling. So ward goes down on try. We're pretty equal on last hits, 17 to 17. Both not very phenomenal, but it's okay, because we snowball our lane pretty hard. So Leona notices, she lays down a pink up in tri-bush. And I let them push. Like, I want them to push up to our tower. Like, you always want, optimally, you want to have lane control, like, at your tower. And the reason you do that is because it's harder to get ganked. Like, say on purple side, like, if we're all the way back here, like, there's absolutely no threat of being ganked. And if they do, then we can just easily get away. Like, we have tower right here. The tower has a big zone, which prevents them from being able to do anything, pretty much. Like, they can't dive under tower for very long, otherwise they'll die. So, I'm just last sitting in our tower, and just making sure that I don't miss any last hits. We don't really have any kill potential right now, because creeps are moving in. But now that creeps aren't moving in, if we really decided to, like Leona's like looking to go on and engage, we could do something. In between creep waves is the optimal time to try to get a gank in, because you won't pull creep aggro, they're already aggroed to minions. Otherwise they'll just be following you around the whole time and you'll probably lose your engage. So we don't actually know that he's there, we don't have that warded. But Nunu comes in, I run back a little bit. Leona got headbutted in. She comes back. Nunu drops to absolute 0. Leona gets really, really low, but Nunu has to back out because I got him low as well. So I've been hitting him the whole time. I'm just pounding on Ezreal right now. I get a headbutt off from Ali, which saves Ezreal. He actually would have died if he didn't pop that HP pot. Gets really dangerously low. And I'm just bullying Alistar back. Now, if you notice, I wasn't able to chase that because I didn't have enough mana. But now that I got enough mana to get my Q off, I ran into the bush to try to make sure that they weren't backing in the bush, because that would have been a free kill for me. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and they went back to their tower. And so I'm just last hitting and trying to push out the wave a little bit. And I end up not going back because Draven's not that mana dependent. As long as he's got like one spinning axe, he can do pretty well. So I'm just gonna sit here and last hit creeps, and there's no threat, so there's like absolutely no reason to miss any last hits. And I just want to last hit to farm up for mid game. Now that Ali and Ezreal are back, we actually have level advantages. I'm level 6 and Leona's 5. They're both 4. So there's definitely potential to harass and not be really taken into damage. Like our trade should out-trade them. So right here, I kind of derp. I hit Alistar. Hold on, I hit Ezreal. But then I went back and I was like, okay, I was like, fuck, I hate the passive on Draven. Like, I'm actually kind of excited when they change the passive. They're making his passive give bonus gold instead of extra bleed damage, which the bleed damage is good because it's kind of like ignite if you get enough stacks on, like a weaker ignite. But at the same time, it makes sieging very hard because the tower is going to keep aggroing you every time you have it up. So Leona goes in on Alistar, he gets caught, he's going for the ward. Flash comes out, but I just drop a spinning axe on him and he goes down pretty easy. TF popped his ult, was going to try to come bottom, but he realized that if he came down here he would have died, so he just went back to mid. Easy TF ult down. And I'm just last hitting. I mean, if I went to try to harass Ezreal right there, if you notice he's got like pretty much full mana, I would actually be taking more damage than I'd be doing because he can just kite me. Ezreal, you have to be behind minions or Ezreal will out-trade you. With tower being that close, not much I could do. So right there, that was really good. I kind of missed it. I'm going to rewind a little bit. But what happened was... Hold on. There we go. Alright, so... Ooh, this is a little bit far back. I'll speed it up. Alright, so Leona goes up. No! This law replay is like the most terror. Alright, I'm lost where we're at right now. But I think we went forward a little bit. But anyways, so they're duking out over here. Warwick secures is blue, I believe. But so I'm just last sitting over here, and this is actually kind of funny, because the next wave, when I go for the melee creep, I actually get knocked through the wall. I'll show it again. Alright, so what happens is I go for the melee one, and he actually hits me through the wall, which is a way increased range of headbutt. But it's pretty funny. So Alistar is like, wow. Like everybody's like laughing in chat. They're like, what? Like that headbutt. But yeah, so we're just going back to last setting. Like I'm 2-0-1 in lane. I'm at 76 CS, Edge's at 71, he only has 1 kill. My last hits aren't amazing, like we're 11 minutes 45 seconds in, I'm only at 80. So that's not like the greatest, but it's not bad either, considering I have 2 kills as well and I got first blood. And I'm pretty confident in my Draven for like team fights. I just can dish out a lot of damage, so right there, Alistar was trying to prevent me from backing, but I was like, okay, well, I guess you want to die. Like, easy kill. Leona throws down ult, doesn't actually stun, but it's enough for the slow so I can catch up. Get a couple hits off. Got a kill on Ali. And she goes in on Ezreal too. I see the TF ult, so I run back. And actually, unfortunately, teleport comes down on the ward from Jax, and we probably would have got away. Leona wouldn't, but I would have. But yeah, so it's a 4-man gank bottom. I had a flash and barrier and it wasn't enough. The TF card followed me as I flashed, and I tried to make use of my flash to get more distance, which kind of happened like with the Alistar headbutt, where you saw it like did a extra range from the headbutt. With the flash, if you flash diagonally, you'll actually get more distance than if you just flash straight. But it's also risk, because if you flash too far diagonally, you're just going to flash in place. So it's something to master that's really helpful and get you out of sticky situations. So I'm just going to speed this up since we don't really want to watch me running back. Alright, so I'm back in lane. Warwick's just chilling over here, and he actually comes back. He's like, well, I'm going to come back, and I'm gonna get a kill on Ezreal. It's coming in, and they're like, oh shit, run away. And the Warwick's like, flash suppress. Nom 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 nom. And you actually don't see it, but I threw a Q. Like I want to reflect back on this because it's really important what I did right here. I'm gonna slow this down. So the suppress comes down on Warwick. He flashed for it. Now if you notice, I throw a Q. You can see, you can't actually see the animation, but you can see the little spike thing around my person, like Draven, which means that I have an axe in the air and I'm about to catch it. For some reason, LoL replay doesn't show the axes, or at least in mine. And now, right afterwards, you can see the animation of me using my ulti, which is right there, and you can hear it. So the reason why I did that is if I throw my Q, which will put it on cooldown and it'll be coming back at me, and then I ult, then my ult has a cast animation. So after I throw my Q, I can be using my ultimate and then not lose any damage, because the second my ult comes off cast animation, my Q will finish its like jump back to me. So then I just caught it and then got the kill, and then I got the double kill from the auto attack. So it's really important though to like make use of canceling animations like attack animations and stuff like that, where like if there's a cast delay with Draven, you just throw a Q before it and then you're maximizing your damage output, which could be the difference between securing a kill or not. So right there I took a couple hits because Draven's passive OP, and I keep forgetting, and I like attack him and then I'm just like derp derp. It's really annoying. We actually, I think we kill this Nunu. Yeah, we do. So Leona misses her ult, but it didn't matter because I have lifesteal, and I was like, what up? And I killed him through his absolute zero. But yeah, so like I'm 6-1 right now. 91 last hits at 15 minutes, which is pretty decent. Ari's doing pretty good too. She's 4-1. But this Twisted Fate's kind of derpy, so that's not really saying much. But yeah, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Get back to lane. Alright, so they I got red right now. I'm really scared. Like I got Zeal, Bloodthirster, Boots 2, and a Doran's Blade. So Twisted Fate all comes down. And that Nasus is pretty screwed because 3v1. Ignite goes down on Nasus, so he can't lifesteal. And Ice Ball, gold card, pretty much dead. So I actually called out, this is important, where this happened, like the teleport up top, I saw it and I pinged out Dragon because I was like, oh shit dude, I was like they have 3 top, like 3 dragons. So it's stuff like that. I think I said Baron Nashor, like that's definitely not Baron. But it's stuff like that that can really secure you solo queue game, because if like the other team, like they didn't realize that Dragon was up, and so they're like, oh well, we're just gonna 3-man gank Nasus and get a kill, and that's all fine and dandy, except for you just gave up a Dragon and we can also get bottom tower afterwards. So it's stuff like that where if you know like you're a good strat caller, or if you just know that you have better like game knowledge than your teammates, then you should probably be doing the strat callings. Like naturally I'm not a strat caller, but in solo queue, if nobody's stepping up to the plate, like, or they're doing a really poor job at it, I try to call out strats because I know that my judgment's probably better than the other person's judgment, and like in my elo at least. And so I just try to like make smart calls, and sometimes it doesn't work out, but for the most time, obviously, like if you don't make good calls, then stop doing it and just either let it go like in flow, or let someone else call strats. But I think for the most part I'm decent at it, and a few strats this game actually like secured us. Like for one of them was the ping on Dragon, which was really good when they were top, and I'll point out another one like later on because I don't think it actually happened yet. So but it's just really important to like keep grouping and do your objectives. Like we already got 2 bottom towers down here, and Nasus just constantly putting pressure on top, which is what top lane should be doing. And yeah, that's why you also see a lot of top lanes that run teleport, which can secure you early game objectives like Dragon. So if they kill top tower, or if they take down top tower, then they pretty much have free roam. Or if they kill the top laner and it's like 10 minutes in the game where there's decent lane times or respawn times, then they can come down and teleport onto Dragon. So yeah, I just went top because I was gonna help this Jax, this mono v mono. You don't actually see it, but my ulti came out and I just annihilated Jax. Poor Jax. He's 1v1ing and I just spoiled it. And this Alistar gets caught, and Nasus gets a wither on him. TF teleport comes down. I'm just like, oh really? TF ult, oh okay. And then I start hitting TF, get a double kill off my passive. And if I had my ult right there, like I even said I was streaming, and I was like, damn, I was like, I wish I had my ult. Wouldn't be able to pick up a triple kill off that Nunu. But it was worth it because Nasus was 1v1ing a Jax, and Jax was building up his attack speed off his ultimate passive, so I want to make sure that he got the kill and didn't die. But yep, so we're just constantly pressuring, and we have pretty good like sieging because I'm 9-1. So it pretty much allows me to do like whatever I want. Like we have free roam. So like 10-1, just picked up a kill on Nunu, and Jax is like taunting. I was like, I want a piece of the champ. So I got the another kill on Jax. But at this point, like the other team is just like raging probably at each other, and that's what happens in solo queue. Like people just give up like really easy. And though we have like almost double their kills, or actually we have like a little bit more than double their kills, they're just playing really sloppy now. Like they lost lane, and they're just giving up pretty much. And that's like not the attitude you need to have. Like you need to have a positive attitude, because solo queue shit happens. Like people throw, like people make bad positioning calls, or they're making bad objective calls, or they're like just overstaying. I think like the biggest throwing event that happens in solo queue is just being out of position and not staying, or like staying too long and like not backing. Like if you're sieging, let's say like we're sieging mid tower and we get the tower and the inhib's at like quarter HP, but then we see that there's like 5 seconds on the enemy team. Well, yeah, we can probably get it, but if we do get it, are they going to be able to kill us? And then are they going to be able to Baron right afterwards? So yeah, we got an inhib, but what if they kill all 5 of us and then they get Baron? It's not worth it. You have to like value the trade and see like what objectives are worth more than other objectives. So I think that's like the biggest thing that like throws games. Speaking of throwing games, I get super greedy here, like 12-1. I go hard on this Jax, and I should be able to kill him, but he throws up his dodge, and I couldn't dodge it, and then I get gold carded, and then I'm tanking tower the whole time, so yeah, it didn't really work out. Throwing games. But they end up surrendering in like 10 seconds. But I mean, like just I'd say like the biggest thing is just make sure you're like constantly doing objectives, and make sure that you're not like throwing the game or being out of position or overstaying. So that's like the biggest thing. So this TF, yeah, he was just like running and dying. I don't really know why he did that. Like there's 3 guys there. He had vision of them. Like normally if he didn't have vision, like he would have been line of sighted by that tree right there. But he did, so just really derpy. They end up surrendering. And yeah, I mean that pretty much completes my Draven commentary. It was the first tutorial I've actually done, or in the first voiceover. So if you guys have any questions or comments or suggestions, definitely post it up below. And if you like the commentary, or if you'd like to see me stream, my Twitch info is twitch.tv/switchtv, just the way that I spell it in game, switch with a 1. And be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys.